There is so much on the line. Potentials for all sorts of different outcomes coming in, and this is, to be honest, what we absolutely love about Call of Duty Esports. This is really the best part of the format. It really does mean this final game means absolutely everything. Now, Teep, I got these guys' predictions before. I am curious to know your outcome of this FaZe Ghost matchup. Obviously, you know all the outcomes potentially.
Right.
How do you see this game going down?
It's really tough to call. I think this FaZe team, compared to their first matchup when they played on day one, completely different. They've evolved their sort of style of play, found their identity in a sense. So I think I'm going to take FaZe in a really close series. Ghost obviously knows how much is on the line in this series as well. 3-2 FaZe.
3-2 FaZe.
Seems a bad guy.
3-2 FaZe. That's that one possible outcome E6 would not go through. Teep, he's playing the odds. He definitely is. I mean, here's a look at our map set. Merc, I want to get your expert opinion here. Does this map change your original prediction of 3-1 FaZe?
No. I'm going to be honest. And the thing that really surprises me as well is that Breakout. While Ghost have been an excellent Breakout team, there's not a lot on FaZe to study from. And I feel like Breakout is that one map where FaZe could just sort of throw some stuff together and catch Ghost off guard. And I feel like Ghost, this might be that one map they haven't put too much time into. So I feel like Ghost sort of loses their S&D advantage in Breakout. So I can even potentially see a 3-0.
That's a good point.
I'm looking at them maps, Ben.
Yeah.
I'm looking at them maps, and I just said 3-1. The only thing is that fourth map, Scorch.
You're changing it.
You're changing it. I'm literally in the middle of these two. I'm sticking with 3-1.
All right, you're sticking with it.
I don't know.
Again, to reiterate one final time, any Ghost win would see Ghost and E6 qualify. A FaZe 3-0 or 3-1 would, of course, see FaZe and E6 go through. A 3-2 FaZe victory sees FaZe and Ghost qualify for the Stage 2 playoffs. There is so much on the line here at the final game here of week 2, and I believe it's about to get underway, so we can send it down to our fantastic casters for the series. It's Maven and Mr. X.
This is all you can ask for as fans and as casters for it to come down to the final match of day 3. You ready, buddy?
It's definitely not what Ghost wanted.
No.
They started off phenomenal, 4-0. They get swept this morning, and it's really just kind of the resurgence of Enigma 6 that has really forced this scenario.
Well, I think after day 1, you and I were kind of talking about, it's like, we didn't talk about E6 that much just because FaZe looked so strong to close the day after day 1, and you saw Ghost look so strong. It kind of seemed like those two were the clear favorites. And now, I mean, basically the most, I guess, the key series of the entire weekend, without question, the reverse sweep you saw from Enigma 6 over FaZe. That's what's put us in this position.
That doesn't happen. This is a much different day, this final one, but it's going to be a huge match. So we jump on board with Ghost Gaming. All the kills go in their favor to start it off. And FaZe, now they do play their first match of the day, so they've been sitting around, just warming up for a while. May take a little bit to kind of catch their bearings, which could be great for Ghost Gaming, because they just need to win 2 games. They take 2 maps, regardless of what happens at the end, they're good.
Well, the swarm of FaZe coming over the top as they'll take control of our train platform, Hardpoint. The spawns for the next one, which will be going to Barn, right now controlled by Ghost Gaming. It'll be on FaZe to try and fight through while still retaining control of mid-map. So far, doing a good job racking up time. That's 3 in there right now. Look at the number 6 on the minimap. That's going to be Zuma pushing through, trying to flip the spawns. Look at the split. Look at the good timing he gets. One comes in, that's Llama God. I guess the timing could have been better, but he spawns the rest out. The question is, does he think he spawned out everybody?
He did, because he sees everybody coming topside, so they're just assuming that is everybody. That is probably the call that he gives out. Zuma is going to fall. A nice kill there by Llama onto Enable. And it's Ghost Gaming able to take the hill of a wall. Not yet. It's going to be attached with 2, but it's Ghost Gaming controlling the spawns now.
Attached, though, goes big, but just not enough. That literally comes down to, what, a half-second difference between Zuma kind of hitting back to that spawn. You can see the split that came in, and Llama God doing a good job taking advantage of it, and the reason that Ghost Gaming is going to rack up some time.
It was the right play by Zuma.
Oh, yeah, no.
Fault him.
I'm just saying, if he could have got there like a split second earlier. But no, he absolutely did the right thing, 100%.
Yeah. As the first one there, you want to get the furthest cut. He goes all the way to the top side, sees the players of Ghost Gaming, just does not spot Llama in the back. And Zuma pushing forward. Don't really love that, where he's got no teammates there in a position to trade it out. Everybody coming from the top side. Probably need to slow down a little bit there, but it's going to be 2 kills for FaZe, make it 3 as they break the hard point, only 5 seconds left. They take the lead back, but we'll go over to Bike Path, where Lacefield's in a nice position.
Yeah, this is a map where you'll see teams kind of push and push and push, even to scrap time, right? We know how back and forth and scrappy a map like Throwback can be. And Bike Path, not one you really need to be set up prematurely for, right? You know how back and forth and how much of this actually ends up contested at most times. I mean, it's got to be the hard point that you likely have to spend the most time with it actually being contested. That's part of the reason why this is the only map I feel like we've seen kind of go to a time limit a couple of times.
And I feel like it's a hill that we see a lot of teams break rather easily. Like when you're not there first, you're able to get control of the other team's sidewalk and come down and break. And see FaZe, some nice teamwork, nice pinch there. Gunless coming from sidewalk is able to pick up 2. And now they control Bike Path. And I think in this series, I think this is really where Gunless can make his mark. We've seen him have monster games before in the grand finals of multiple tournaments. He can come up big here for FaZe Clan.
And Search, I think, is where they're going to need him most, man. He's been spectacular. I mean, I know the whole team has been solid, but they really need him to have a big performance. Right now, the guy really going off is Attach, man. 11-5 on a 4 streak now. Enable, his buddy with the NV4 looking over him. Gunless finding kills as well, as this has been completely locked down now at baseball field for FaZe Clan. Attach almost catching a nade there, but just gets a piece of it, able to get away with his life.
And he's going to play towards these streaks, and he's going to pre-fire over towards Bowling. Knows there's players coming from the other side. Just trying to stay alive as long as possible here. He's going to earn the Scarab. Quickly backs down, doesn't need the challenge straight away. He's got Zuma coming through the middle. Zuma picks up 1. This will allow Attach. See, he thought about just pushing that right away. Smart play here from Attach. Still playing for those streaks. They don't need a lot of this time here towards the end.
And he's getting the streaks. There you go, the time of the hard point as well. And 8 in a row. 15-6 is Attach. Fantastic stuff, and he's got a lot of streaks to work with in what has been a close game thus far. And
it's odd to see Attach play his best without Clay, because those two guys have been tied together the longest out of everybody on that FaZe team. So, you know, Attach, I actually thought it was either between Attach and Clay who would kind of be gone from this team. You know, Attach stays on the roster, and he showed up in a big way thus far this weekend.
Okay, he's been very, very good this weekend. I think him and Enable have been the 2 shining stars for me from FaZe for sure. He's still sitting at double positive, doing an excellent job. Their lead right around 20 points right now. Back to Attach, you see he still has the streaks to work with. Already a hell of a way to Centurion, which could play a role at a later hard point.
And he's just playing so fast and aggressive. So I feel like it's the Attach we've always kind of wanted to see on this game. I feel like, you know, Zuma never really had that buddy to play kind of fast in the opponent's face. And now that Attach is kind of really committed to that role, you have Gunless who can do just about anything. Enable firing, you know, pretty well with the NV4. It's a pretty scary FaZe Clan team once they figure everything out.
I feel like you have to just think they're going to get better and better too, as the year goes on. But now,
this is a team that should come back and practice again.
Oh yeah, yeah. They need to. Weeks 4, he'll come here for the playoff as well. Just get, well, assuming you qualify for
You'd want to qualify first.
And even if you don't, we talked about earlier, you should be here. There's such ample scrim time before COD champs, but it is going to be Ghost Gaming trying to break through. Lamagod does find one. Mox as well in the backside, but still a duel of players from FaZe Clan set up inside a barn. Mox now going to push in for the pinch. Not able to win the first one. That's none other than Attach getting the better of him.
In Ghost Gaming, they play for the sponsor. You know, Mox does a nice job in the back, but it kind of means nothing when they lose all the gunfights on the opposite side of the hardpoint. I mean, when you lose all the gunfights coming through the front, that you're not going to kind of hold that player advantage. It's going to spawn the other team out. So then you have Mox just kind of lingering around the back for a little bit. He's not able to do anything. With 10 seconds left, you'll see Ghost Gaming break in towards the hill, but FaZe Clan, they have a nice lead. They have streaks. They're definitely in a prime position to take game number 1.
Well, Zuma actually, by winning that gunfight there, gives them an opportunity to push, and that's huge because the rest of your team's mid-map and pushing from bowling, and by him winning that, it allows it to collapse. He wins both gunfights, and now you're going to rack up some sweet time here for FaZe, but 2 will fall, so the pressure now going to come in on Attach. It looked to be a pretty good setup for FaZe, but it gets broken nearly instantly.
But 35 seconds left on it for Ghost Gaming. I feel like Ghost Gaming needs to commit to hold a lot of this hill. See one streak being burned here by Attach. Not really too sure.
He actually got 3 and a headshot there with the Trinity.
Well, you like obviously picking up the players, but now it's going to be Ghost Gaming just coming back to contest. They hold on to the spawn, so Well, that's a pretty good burn of a streak there if you're Ghost Gaming. You're not too upset about that.
Yeah, I'd be curious to hear why you want to use it on a hard point
Yeah.
like this, because like you said, it's so easily contested. Until somebody either makes a mistake and flip spawn or gives a split spawn, you can contest so easily. Just get on the opposite side of the wall, hop around. We see it all the time.
They got nothing for the Trinity.
Yep, you get nothing, and he had the bombardment last night, which did nothing for them on a retaliation. Still have that to work with, though, and you're enjoying a 37-point lead right now. We'll watch Lamagod. Now the bombardment comes in there. So he got 6 kills total with the streaks, though. If you're talking just about finding kills.
That bombardment much more successful.
Yeah.
He's able to wipe 3 players off the map. It's quite rare. I feel like every time we've seen a bombardment be used, like maybe it gets 1. But it's pretty easy to dodge, but Ghost Gaming comes right back and takes the hard point.
So you get 6 kills from the streaks, but how much objective time does that actually turn into? 10 seconds?
Hardly any.
If that?
If that, yeah.
Well, interesting so far. I mean, it's hard to blame the streaks when you find so many kills with them. It's more the kills after the streaks that are not coming through right now for FaZe Clan. But it's been Ghost not really able to get back in this one. Or not get back in it, but just kind of narrow this gap. Spacely right now really struggling. He's broke the 1-minute mark at the hard point, but he's 12 and 22. He's going to rely on a bit of a carry from Mox, and we know Mox has been able to do that with the NV4. They're going to need a really big performance from him, and he just finds 2 in a row.
It's 2 big kills there from Mox, who's out dueling Enable right now in terms of the players with the NV4 in their hand, and it'll be Ghost Gaming. 30 seconds left on this hill. They have control of the barn spawns. Hatch trying to go down towards bike path. It's going to be bent by Mox all the way in the back. He's done a tremendous job holding down that power position. Things starting to go in Ghost Gaming's favor.
They're fighting back in at 20 seconds remaining now at your top train plat, but 3 kills go the way of FaZe, so this will be a few points here for them to extend this lead, get closer to that all-important 200-point mark. The question is, can they bury Ghost? Now look across the top right of your screen. You can see 3 payloads available. It's about to be everything available for either side. The FTL does come into play. Is able to jettison in and break through. Camo now being invested from Mox, finds 1 but ends up dropping. FaZe still holding, still have 2 payloads to work with, and Zuma just to kill off his.
Lamagod's gonna fall, so it will be FaZe in control of the hill. Enable's done an excellent job just staying alive inside this hard point on a 4 streak. If he gets those Trinities, it'd be huge, Maeve, and he's gonna fall 25 points short. Some big kills there coming in for Ghost Gaming.
That's tough. It's not the easiest hard point to play 4 streaks when you've got everybody flooding in on you. You're kind of trapped in a corner there. But now Spacely used the Centurion. He knows how important getting these next 20 points are and keeping this in striking distance right now as we go down the stretch. Spacely holding the corner, tagging him up. You don't have a chance in this fight. How the hell does he win that? He's getting tagged by Centurion, hands over his face, and he still guns Spacely.
You can't lose that fight. If you're Spacely, that is a must-win gunfight in this type of match. He loses it, but Lacefield comes in, picks up a few kills.
Yeah, it doesn't end up being that big of a deal, but it's still...
That's a gunfight you need to win.
Yes, you should absolutely be winning that. All right, 218, 195, FaZe still in the lead. They've enjoyed it through pretty much the entire game here. Kills being traded back and forth. Lacefield trying to hold the edge. He does have reactive armor in his back pocket to go here. 200-point mark now hit by Ghost. This one definitely coming down to the wire. You'd love to have one of those streaks from Attach still, kind of in the back pocket. Enable fell 25 points off picking up some streaks. So this is going to be payload use and the clutch factor as we get towards the end of this game.
And I will say, Gunless still has active camo, so even if Ghost Gaming is able to get control of baseball in the back, you do have a very good chance to break if you're FaZe Clan. So not too worried. If you're a FaZe Clan fan right now, you're going to take the last 10 seconds or so here. You're going to be within 10 seconds of closing it out.
You gave up way too much time on bike path right now if you're Ghost. Way too much time. You allow FaZe to get to 238. They're only trailing by 12, and they're set up for bike path. So what do you have? Zuma, he's going to be using reactive armor. The push is not even here yet. We got a Lacefield. Lacefield's going to need to use his reactive. He gets 1 kill. Llama got 1 as well. He doesn't get to invest the reactive. Is he even getting another crack at this? He may. If Spacely can go clutch. 1 more in the back. He's won it. That was a weak enable, and now you're in. 40 points remaining on base field. But here's the gunless camo you talked about earlier, Matt.
Needs to make a play with this camo. Kills going in favor of Ghost Gaming right now. Gunless needs to wait for teammates, knows the Scarab's out. It's a player to his left. It's going to be a big kill by Attach. Now the camo comes in.
He's in, one in the corner, hasn't cleaned up the kill yet. Reactive armor actually gets used there to try and hold him at bay. You saw Lacefield maintaining it there. Llama got last one with a chance, 249, just able to slip in. Can he somehow stay alive? The answer, no. FaZe take game one, 250 to 234, and the dream of the Sage 2 playoffs still alive and well for both sides.
At the end there, it was a good camo use by Gunless. He's able to get one. Lacefield burns the reactive armor there. Does not know where the players are coming from. Spacely gets in, picks up one kill, but not enough reinforcements off the spawn. FaZe was only like 2 or 3 points away from closing it out. And they take game number 1.
Got it. Every close game, it ends there at baseball field. Basefield. Ends at baseball field. What I used to call BioLink instead of BioLab Uplink. Yes, I love to mix words together. But yeah. It is a 1-0 advantage now for FaZe. An all-important search and destroy is going to be coming up next. And God, I don't know. I guess what stood out to me the most is I was very surprised how much time FaZe actually got on bike path. We were talking earlier in the match, kind of setting that up. It's very frequently contested. You don't usually see a team get 40+ points there. It's just very, very rare that happens, unless you have like a perfect hold and avoid split spawns. But they end up getting the final 20, 25 seconds there, and that's what kind of puts it out of reach. I think FaZe hit the 238 mark with that.
And Ghost Gaming doesn't even get the spawns for baseball. So they give all this time up to FaZe. They don't get the spawns to the next Hardpoint. And you see what happens. I mean, they don't end up winning that game. It's just an odd play there towards the end. And I got to say, Ghost Gaming, a little bit of like what Elevate went through, right? Where it just started to snowball, losing these games. The pressure is on these guys. So I actually think there's more pressure on Ghost Gaming than FaZe right now.
Which is crazy if you think about, if you rewind 2 days, right?
Right. Because Ghost Gaming, they come into today, they think they're great, 4-0. They get 3-0'd earlier in the day. And I think when he came in today, it's like, oh man, imagine they get 3-0 twice. Like that's like one of the only ways they would not make it. And they had to know that as well. And then you start losing these games to 3-0 to E6. You lose a game here. The pressure's mounting on these guys.
Pressure is huge, but a big part of why FaZe is enjoying that game 1 victory. It's your new captain, your leader, Enable. We had a chance to sit down and chat with him before the weekend. Let's take a look.
I don't feel any added pressure now that I'm stepping into the in-game leader, because I've been doing that a lot. It just hasn't been shown to the public, I would say. So I'm fairly comfortable with this role.
I think Enable fills a leadership role pretty well. Even when Clay was on the team, he didn't really have that much of a leadership role. A lot of people see him screaming on stage, and a lot of people call him our leader. But even when Clay was on the team, and he would even tell you himself that Enable was pretty much our leadership role even when he was on the team.
I'm a pretty outspoken player. I've kind of been a leader for most of the teams I've been on, so I think I'll be in a pretty good spot to do so.
Clayster would hype us up, get the energy going a little bit, but Enable was definitely more so the in-game leader.
I think being around first-person shooters for as long as I have and having that experience really helps me, because I can kind of tell my teammates who are still fairly newer, I guess, compared to me in the scene, how it is switching a teammate, kind of forming that new relationship so late into a game and really mixing up that team chemistry. So me having that experience, and I've been through it multiple times before in my career, I think that helps a lot for the newer guys.
We are back. Enable. They need a victory here. A lot of pressure on them, a lot of pressure on both sides, but it is interesting to hear. I think I saw some comments from Clay and some Twitch chats that beg to differ with the leadership role, but point being, Clayster is out. It is definitely Enable leading this team, and so far so good.
It'll be interesting to hear from Clay next week.
Yeah, it will.
Get his opinion on all the things that went down, but I think going into game 2, talking more about the series, I feel like this is where Gunless can be the biggest impact on this FaZe team.
Yep.
I feel like they were good in respawn. No, it was just up and down. They didn't have that one killer search and destroy player. Like it was Zuma, but he's kind of been up and down. Gunless is that guy. I mean, in search and destroy, we've seen him in the biggest stages put up some insane stat lines. I think that's where he can really. You looked at Clay and him kind of verse each other, and obviously I think Gunless, he's put himself in a very high caliber of players in this game. I feel like Clay is also up there, but not as consistent. Yeah. I feel like the one thing that Gunless is probably doing a little bit better right now than Clay is in search and destroy.
Tell you what, if you're Gunless, you don't drop 18 kills in a grand final against Optic Gaming unless you're a stud in search and destroy. But let's take a look at the strat by Mox you saw for just a moment. Back to Llama, who's peeking over mid-map, and it looks to be a slow push towards the B site building for FaZe Clan.
Although we have seen in the past where Clay has just gone massive for FaZe in these games. And I think this is where you kind of learn how Enable is as an in-game leader, if he's going to be the one calling the shots. see how they do those mid-game adjustments.
The pressure building now. 50 seconds on the clock. Mox trying to reposition, so maybe he can get an angle here with the DMR thermal. And that's going to be terrifying when he starts popping that off if you're sitting inside a medical bay.
I mean, if you're FaZe, you have the bomb planted for you, so it's not the worst thing in the world. Smox gets one weak, spots the player behind the site, lands 2 shots. He's going to get one, but the damage is done as FaZe picks up 2 kills. It'll just be Lacefield and Mox going up against Zuma, Enable, and Attach. It's going to be Mox picking up another one, though. So Lacefield trying to get through. He's going to get all types of tagged up.
Oh, he's got to hit that shot there. You get away. Oh, I believe that was Attach, or sorry, Enable that was able to make a play. Now not enough time. If Lacefield slides in there, hits him as he's 1 bullet, you give yourself an opportunity, but just not able to keep up with the slide there from Enable.
He's got to hit those. I mean, those are hittable shots, though.
And you still may not win the round, but
I don't think
that should have been a kill.
I mean, even if he picks up that kill, Attach, I mean, Lacefield was pretty tagged up.
Yeah.
Attach has to put a few bullets in him. And he just jumps up, fires some bullets straight through the window. It's probably still around. That goes FaZe's favor.
Round 2. It'll be FaZe's turn on offense. We're taking a look at the defensive and offensive splits right now from either team. You see on offense, it's heavy pressure towards mid-map. Same can be said for the defense. It's going to be a battle here for both sides of control. Mox, nice shots to pick off Gunless. Find them that first blood. As Attach peaks, he falls as well. The tides have turned. Ghost 4v2 advantage.
This will be a round that Ghost Gaming wins. It's Enable here, the 1v3. Does not know where. Well, he knows the players haven't crossed, right? Because I mean, obviously you would have seen this player behind the tank cross all the way over towards A. So
does he realize they hit Spiral though? Well, now he does. Now
well, he had to have an idea that they went over towards B. But
I think he was literally trying to figure out where they actually planted, because the timing he got when he tucked into the corner, yeah, he has no idea. Because the timing they got when he tucked into the corner is right when they crossed up Spiral. That's why he was kind of hesitant. He was trying to figure out where the hell they went.
And I think if you don't see that guy kind of cross behind that tank, and you go and check it right away, you have to have an idea they've crossed over towards that B bomb site. But
and he was more, I think, just checking his corners as he was trying to get off the map as well. But I think, I don't know if he realized they all just pushed right through Spiral like that to get the bomb down, but it wouldn't matter. He's in 1v3. Good job. Just making sure you don't give any more points towards streaks or towards payloads. 4, Ghost Gaming. Just take your time. Make sure you safely get off the map.
Now it'll be FaZe back on offense, and you still have Mox with the DMR thermal in his hands. He's going to be able to watch the wall run here as you see Lacefield playing that close corner. So it'll be Mox who calls out any action over towards A, and then Lacefield will be able to slide in, challenge it.
Just watching patiently right now. You see everybody bunched up here outside of the A site. First gunfight I thought was surely going to Lacefield, but misses a couple bullets and not able to win it. Gunless, first blooded last round. He gets the 2 opening kills in this one. 3 opening kills. Mox by his lonesome with a DMR. See you later.
Yep. He'll go off the side. It'll be another round win for FaZe.
And that's why we
dominant offensive push.
That's what we talk about. That Gunless can be a game changer then for Search. He goes in, just kills everything. I know he had help there. I know there were distractions, but the fact he just picks up 3 kills inside a shower, snaps back out for one trying to escape back towards spawn.
I was surprised Lacefield didn't secure that first kill. I thought that was, I don't want to say like a gimme, but I mean.
I don't know if he like just hit the stick a little bit up or it was a little bit of recoil. I'm not sure, but he missed a couple bullets.
I think he got tagged up by another player from the side too.
Yeah. Here we go. 2-1 advantage now for FaZe. Ghost, desperately needing maps. They need this Search, man.
Yeah, just to clarify that Ghost Gaming needs 2 maps here. 2 maps,
at least,
and they will be good.
And I just think, I mean, the amount of pressure that you lost the game on Hardpoint. You haven't been good there outside of retaliation. Search, though, is where you feel confident. You have to win this.
You'd say this is definitely a must-win map, especially going back to the respawn game modes where you've seen FaZe really excel with this new roster. We talked about Gunless a little bit, you know how good he is in big games in S&D. 4-2 in round 3. You have Mox right there with him, 4-2 as well.
The clock dwindling. 20 seconds now, and there's the plant. It's going to be a 4-man retake for FaZe Clan, a 4-man hold for Ghost. Lacefield inside. Shot's a little bit shaky in the prior round. Can he connect now? They're just wrapping around through the U here in Showers. Just trying to get an angle. Flooding the bomb site now is going to be FaZe Clan.
It's a lot of time going off the clock here. Now FaZe starting to make their push. Maybe a little bit too late, though. It is just Gunless alive here. And he's working on these streaks. So I don't think he's going to jump off the map.
Nope. He's going to see if he can pick off one that might try to push out and find the kill. But you can see right now they are stacked up on the bomb. It'll go off. And Gunless' streak will continue into our next round. But that was one. God, it took a lot of time to get the bomb planted. It took a lot of time for the retake to start. Some very slow play from teams that know how important this game 2 is.
And I think you take that trade. You know, you play for these streaks on the Gunless. Believe he's 250 away from the Trinity. So
well, you have to. It's not like there was 45 seconds left. The bomb just got planted. He's trying to clutch a 1v2.
So let's stay on with Gunless. See what he's able to do this round. He knows he gets one player weak in the mid. Slides through. So Lace has played this corner every single time. I wonder if they have kind of called this out where they know exactly where he is. They can bait him out into this site because he has gone there every single round on the defense.
And you've got 3 people now hitting for FaZe. Now remember, this doesn't count towards payload, but it will count towards the streak. So he'll only be 150 now off the Trinity. Lacefield's still in the corner. Not ready to pounce by himself. He's trying to wrap around, get a different angle here. Might have lined one up, some bullets in, but no one there to finish the kill. They actually are. Spacely, Mox, cleaning up everything, now enabled by himself. Beautiful stuff. Lacefield just got bullets into everybody. They collapsed perfectly. He got, what, 2, 3 assists during that?
And they kill Gunless. So Gunless obviously off of the streaks. They believe it's the first kill. Gunless slides out to go kill Lace. So they actually did a nice job FaZe there. They baited. They got Gunless into a position where he could have picked up that kill.
Well, for a second, I didn't think anyone had the angle to actually clean it up. And then right as I say that, they start pushing forward.
So Mox has been playing all the way in the back by cell block, and then they put Lace in the corner. So what they do is Lace just kind of slides around, and Mox will watch that backside of the door when the next player comes out, and they just baited Gunless out into that spot. Mox able to connect.
Mox been there. He's been there every single round.
I'm surprised they haven't just challenged them. Like, go on the lower wall run and challenge them there.
Well, we saw the streaks. You come up a little bit short if you're Gunless. Spacely now actually only 200 off of a Trinity rocket. They're looking to hit B very fast here. They put pressure towards the back tank. They're not going to plant for that side and push through hangar. There's 3 in the back, though. Pushing through this is going to be very difficult. That nade right on 2 players. They're tagged up at half health. Zuma there to try and finish them off as a melee. The ERAD combination gets it done. Early advantage here for FaZe Clan. Spacely, only 100, though, off the Trinity rockets as he did get the bomb plant, and there he's going to fall. So neither team able to get towards streaks when you're oh so close. And with the round win for FaZe, we're tied up at 3-3. This is a very back-and-forth search and destroy.
It's a nice defensive setup there from FaZe. They give up that bomb site, and unfortunate for them, it's Ghost Gaming trying to push all the way through, and then FaZe kind of captures them at that tank, and there's nowhere that Ghost can go.
Oh, exactly. Like, I don't know if Ghost did their research, and maybe they thought only 1 player would be playing back tank, because we've seen how many rounds have we seen where there's one
Just
back
one
tank,
guy.
then 3 try to hit Spiral or something like that. That time, unfortunately, you've got a 3-man stack by back hangar. So as soon as they planted for that side, it's like, okay, now where the hell are you going to go?
And then Ghost has 2 players stuck behind the tank. They both get naded. Zuma comes in. 2 really easy kills on players that are weak.
All right, let's see. Spacely was that mid-map. He's trying to get positioning. We'll see Llama God's POV. Backside of Medical Bay, just looking to see if any pressure. He just got eyes on 1, got eyes on 2, and he's backing it up. And now you see the rotation. How do they deal with it? It looks to be the same plan. They're going to do a 3-man stack here behind the tank. I'm guessing FaZe Clan, if they go for the plant, will plant for their side.
Well, FaZe was a little bit further back, so they were kind of like around this corner, but now you're putting Mox in this position with the sniper, trying to get some vision over on B, and it looks like FaZe is just kind of stacking up.
Well, they're planting the bomb now.
It looks like Gunless has got the bomb, yeah.
Question is, could Gunless get away with his life?
Scarab comes out, and he does get away with his life. So those shots on the Mox back him up a little bit. Ooh, and he gets a hit marker there with the sniper rifle, but so Lacefield able to take out Gunless on first blood here for Ghost Gaming.
Zuma finding one for FaZe quickly. It's going back and forth. Now Lacefield by himself. Gonna have to clutch here just over 20 seconds. Peeks. He is gone. FaZe back-to-back rounds.
Those are such easy kills for Enable to get on Dozer. I mean, when you challenge him just blindly coming around the corner and you just have Attach here on this short corner, just watching the edge. I mean, Enable, those are two of the easiest kills he's going to get with the NV4. Players just going high off that wall run, going over towards Dozer. How many times do we see in Hardpoint where a guy's back cave and he picks up those players with ease? Anything of Octane with that 3-piece? Like, just an easy spot for an NV4 player to play. Enable makes it look easy picking up those kills.
And it's crazy to think about the change of fortunes kind of we had. Like, if you're Ghost, you know, you're riding high off day 1 and 2. You're feeling so good for qualifying. FaZe, you lose that first series. So many question marks. I'm sure they're being ripped apart on Twitter. And what a change of fortunes we may have here on Sunday. Gunless, another first blood.
That's why you got him. Makes a big impact in all game modes in multiple ways.
And look, if you have Zuma playing like this too, if you get Zuma of old, who was so dominant in Search and Destroy, this team is real scary in maps 2 and 5.
I mean, it's not like Attach been pretty poor in S&D as well in the past. He's usually been pretty good as well.
Yeah, he's had some of the craziest moments this year in Search and Destroy. But Spacely, now your bomb carrier. Checking outside. He obviously can't see the X-ray like we can. No, they're all stacked in the back of cell block and towards back hanger. Bomb now planted. 40 seconds to work with. As FaZe going to have to take the 4v3, and they should just be flying at him. You have the man advantage. Just, oh god, the timing may be the worst. Okay, I thought that player was pushing the edge for a second.
It's a good play though. Llama needs to get into this position. That close corner with the NV4, not ideal. And Zuma mid-map wins another gunfight here. There'll be a 2v4 scenario. Spacely's going to need to check the bomb. They take care of Llama God in the back, and they're going to converge on Spacely. There'll be another round win. Some big kills there from Zuma and Gunless, as FaZe Clan goes within 1 round of going up 2-0 in this series.
And a couple times, man, we've seen Lacefield maybe in a position that he's going to get a kill, right? And just loses a gunfight. Even there, mid-map versus Zuma. He wins that one, it's 3v3, all of a sudden you have a chance. As he drops, you lose any kind of mid-map presence. Things just completely fall apart from there. You were already first-blooded, and it's just a snowball. But man, Zuma, when he's shooting like this, tough to beat.
Now, if we can go on with Ghost, I wanted to check if Mox is running. No, so he's going to be running the NV4, goes away from the sniper rifle in this round, but they're going to change up some positions. So they're not going to send Lace at the same corner again. They're going to stack a little bit more over towards that B site. Because they know that's where FaZe has been putting the pressure on, and FaZe just baiting them out.
Oh, no. Oh, he got some help. That actually ends up working out. I thought that was going to be very deadly for Lacefield, but I like this play call. How often do you see that push on defense up in the cave? Not very frequently.
If you're FaZe, you got to have another player there with Gunless, maybe in a position to trade that. If they do, I think that's probably 2 kills. I mean, you're looking at probably a 3v2 at minimum, but it's going to be Attach taking out Llama God, who's just standing still in the middle of the map. You can't get picked like that.
You absolutely cannot die. You have the man advantage.
Now it's basically on a lone flank.
Now it's gone. 2 players dying in, I don't say no man's land, but all by themselves. All 3 now dying that way.
There has been nobody in position to trade any of these kills out. They've just been so spread out from each other, and FaZe to stay together. How were they supposed to win this round playing like that?
If Mox got that kill, he gets camo, and this becomes winnable. Is there a trophy to protect him there? Nope, but Flak will keep him up. Can he somehow just get 1 kill? The answer is no. FaZe now up 2-0. Ghost Gaming coming to the day 12-2 in total map count. They are now 0-5.
It's just that last round in S&D. I mean, you saw it. Just a push early. They go on a 1-man flank. Then they send another guy who's just standing still in the middle of the map. Then Spacely tries to push a flank. He dies. Then Lacefield tries to push the same flank alone. He dies. Leave Mox all alone in the back. It seems like a team that's starting to panic a little bit. There's a lot of panic, I think, setting in on the side of Ghost Gaming.
Patrick Price, I hate you. Pat tweeted yesterday he thought FaZe and E6 were coming out. He thought Ghost's going to fall apart a bit today. So far, that is holding true. They now have to win back-to-back maps. All the pressure on this uplink. We'll be back after this break. Welcome back to what could be our fourth 3-0 on Championship Sunday, day 3 here of Stage 2, Week 2. In our G Fuel key player matchup, it's Gunless versus Mox. Both guys need to go big for their squads.
Mox has been fantastic in Uplink, the 1.17 KD with 14 total points. But Gunless with the active camos put a lot of points on the board, 18 to be exact for FaZe Clan. Also with a nice KD, the 1.05. Look to see him put some more points on the board if FaZe is going to close it out here.
Mox has to go huge here in Uplink to keep their dreams alive. That'll do it for your G Fuel key player matchup.
Yeah, I feed off the emotion of being dropped. It's just, when you get dropped, you just feel like you have to bounce back, and it gives you a fire that you just never had before, and I feel like that fire is here. There's no bad feelings between myself and Cloud9. We're all just players just trying to, make the best of our positions, and we're just moving on from that point. Before S2 playoffs, we did a boot camp down in LA. We watched a lot of film, we scrimmed a lot, we talked out all our mistakes, and especially what helps us out in maps as well. And I just see so much progress made from Anaheim to now, and hopefully it just shows out at this event. About this roster that made us click so quickly is just, we're all players that want it. We're just gonna do anything we can to get it, playing at our own groove, making teams play at our momentum and our speed. It makes us play a lot better.
It's everybody's desire to win. We've all came from rosters or teams that didn't want us, so I felt we were the 4 best players, the 4 most hungry players that just wanted to win.
I couldn't really explain it. For some reason, we just played with this team, practiced, and put the time in, and it just ended up working, so we're really glad that happened. Everyone has the mindset and the hunger that's needed to make the global pro league.
Ghost Gaming by far, so far, has been the best org I've been under. They've showed us like we're at home, They're taking it as serious as possible, and I feel really confident in my team to definitely pull off some upsets and be on top of this event and champs and even any other events to come. I'm just really confident in my team.
Welcome back, Lacefield. On a list of players, all 4 of them need to go huge. You have to take 2 maps in this series to get in a playoff. You're in a hole. This is kind of funny. So I do not try to mess with I guess the double round robin format, who's going to be in, who's going to be out, all the scenarios, because I always screw them up in my head. And
you're lazy.
But last night, yeah, it's true. Last night, somebody tweeted me and said, "Oh, well, what if Ghosts go 0-6 and FaZe and Enigma 6 goes 6-0? Then that scenario could have blah blah blah." And I remember I said to one of the guys on the analysis desk, "There's no way. I mean, that'd be all 3 O's."
Yeah,
that's exactly what might happen.
I was up late last night. Like, there's a calculator on the Reddit, and I was like doing all these scenarios. I think I texted the group. I was like, I believe there's a way that Ghost doesn't make it in. I was like, it's highly unlikely. I was like, everyone would need a 3.
Well, they just needed 1 map earlier against Enigma 6, and we're not even. It's a much different story that we're painting. But
you got to feel for these guys. I mean, they've been on teams, that you heard in the video. They've kind of been the leftovers. They came together. They started out 4-0. They put in a ton of time, right, prepping for this. They're in a very, very difficult spot going up against a motivated and hot FaZe team here. They need to win 2 maps. And they're, next to a respawns. That's where they made their mark earlier in the weekend in the respawn game modes, but still, looks like a much different team.
Oh, the beatdown's coming in from Mox, and that's an early slam. 2-0 lead for Ghost. They needed that big time. Great start here, but it's terrifying. Think about it. You have Elevate, who enjoys 3 days of 0-6 map counts. You have that once for Ghost, and for all intents and purposes, you're getting the same result at the end of the weekend.
It just with one team going, obviously not winning a game, but not even winning maps, it just kind of skews everything like in some kind of crazy perspective where.
Well, to be fair, if Elevate weren't here, it would not have affected anything.
It's true. It would not have affected much. They were just pretty much not here.
Yeah, if you're looking at stats and leaderboards, Elevate were not here this weekend. All right, but it is 3-0 lead for Ghost. It's basically winning some gunfights outside of Tarps, trying to line up another one. Drone will be in the hand of Mox as they're starting to push forward. Zuma sees the drone 5 on him. He's trying to locate this kill. Unfortunately, he's behind him. Zuma just looked kind of confused there. He's like, where did that drone just come from?
You know what side of the map it's spawning on? Like,
that just looked awkward.
It's like, hello, turn around. Another 2-point play for Ghost Gaming. So This is the type of start you needed. Lace Lamagod on a 5 streak inside of the FaZe base. They have the drone pushing forward. He's going to spawn them out all the way by gas so they can get the drone up through that top area. Another 2-point play.
Wow. In 2 minutes, you are up 7-0, and it's just been an abysmal effort thus far from FaZe Clan. They've been trying to fight out of their spawn. They haven't picked up any kills outside of their half of the map. Finally, they're able to get pushed up and kind of set up. I mean, almost kind of restarting the map here, but you're already trailing by 7. Now you got 3 down again. Ghost Gaming completely taking control. Teeing him up mid-street, but it's Zuma trying to close down the push, and Zuma does it all. Just outside of Cherry Blossom, picks up all 3. And how big are plays like that when you're the last man up? So all 3 of his teammates die. He's like, all right, pals, I got this.
He's able to pick up 3 kills. So he's still working down this Cherry Blossom construction side. Zuma starting to heat up on a 5 streak. This will most certainly be points. The pass will come forward to Zuma. He'll dunk it home. Now he's working on score streaks. So as good of a lead this was for Ghost Gaming, FaZe can easily erase this. I mean, you get another 2-point play on the board, and you get Zuma fully streaked out. Everything you did positive at the beginning for Ghost is pretty much gone.
Well, the secondary push will stop as Enable drops in front. Zuma, bullet or 2 away from finding the bombardment.
He never plays his life. Like, he never plays for the streaks. Like, he always just kind of goes out and challenges. Something me and Teep were talking about this morning. Like, you never see really Zuma go on like these long streaks just because he's always constantly challenging. It's like a gift and a curse, right? I mean, that's like what's so beautiful about his playstyle is that he plays that fast pace all the time, like relentless aggression. But in that type of situation, just play for the easy kill, get the bombardment.
I think it's just one of those situations like you get a 3-piece, you pick up a 2-piece, you feel like no one's able to gun with you, and you just keep holding forward, gunfight to gunfight, just trying to rally them together. But as Gunless picks up Mox off of the cat statue, drone will be in a deadly position here if FaZe can pick up just a couple of kills and try to make a play forward. But as attach falls, it'll slow things down for just a moment. I mean, outside of the opening 2 minutes, the next 2 have been predominantly controlled by FaZe, right? It's kind of been a tale of 2 halves. Just when Ghost had control, they're on the side that you can really lock down a spawn trap a lot more effectively.
If you're FaZe, the goal here in the last minute is to get another 2-point play on the board. If you can get it to within 3, you have the streaks going in the second half, you feel pretty good about your chances. Especially, you just get 1 good spawn trap in that back alley, and you're good to go.
And I think this is another one of those halves where I believe FaZe is outslaying by just a couple of kills. I mean, it's nothing significant, but it's really just comes down. They have outplayed them over the final 3 minutes. It was just those opening 2 minutes where Ghost comes in, punches him in the mouth, rallies so many points forward, and they've got a chance here to maybe tack on another, just trying to figure out the route he wants to take. Lacefield tagged up, fragged up. He's going to fall.
And with 10 seconds left, this looks like the score will be going into the half with 7-2 in favor of Ghost Gaming. Mox goes huge here in the first half, 19-11. If he doesn't keep up the strong play, though, watch what happens in this game, Clint. Because you got Lacefield, I believe, with only 6 kills, Space with 8. So those guys aren't really playing too great. If Mox really slows down, he's not picking up those kills at range with the NV4, this could get ugly.
I believe the Precinct record for kills was set by Urban in Anaheim with 42, so Mox not far off that pace, having one of those kind of record-breaking starts. But that's going to be difficult for certain to keep up. I believe the other stat, I was talking to JP, there was actually a game in which Gunless and Silly both dropped 41 on this map and lost it. It's pretty crazy. We got 2 players that kill off the overall record. And they end up losing it. But look at this, 3 kills immediately for Ghost Gaming. No hesitation. Toss forward. Mox with the drone. Looking for it. Lines it up. It's away. It is not good, but they might be able to follow this up. Nice clear. That was Enable who gets forward, tosses it out, gets it back to mid-map. A bit of a throw from Ghost, and the fact they missed it, and a clutch play from Enable on defense.
You can't miss that throw. If you're Ghost Gaming, you get off to a fantastic start, pick up 3 kills mid-map. Nothing to show for it, but
it looked like he just tried to flick it too. It's not like he didn't take his time, line it up. It
just kind of chucked it.
From our POV, I don't know if maybe they were just trying to get it over there and thought they could slay out and get a dunk, but I doubt that was the plan.
So you see kills going down mid-map for their respective teams, so it's going to be Attach getting the drone out towards top side. He's going to get up into this window. Some kills here would be huge for FaZe. Not going to get any.
The question is, can they, have a 2-minute stretch like we saw Ghost do, where they pin them in the back alley and really punish them trying to get out of their spawns. Get out back to mid-street and make a fight of it. You got 3 down again. You're like one little rally away here from making a play, but they haven't tracked down Lacefield. Lacefield, the fact he stays alive, that doesn't allow, I believe it's Zuma and Attach to get forward into Ticket and really make a play. If Lacefield isn't alive right there, Spacely doesn't get in position to win that game gunfight. That could have gone a lot differently.
Because instead of just Zuma pushing, you had Zuma and Attach pushing up into your base, and that would not have been good for Ghost Gaming. And some shots there from Spacely, connect on to Enable. Now you see Lacefield trying to bring this drone down towards construction, a beat down on one, not able to pick up another. So now it'll be FaZe tossing that drone out towards mid-map. Spacely coming on a flank here. He's able to get one, not going to get a second. Not a bad start here for Ghost Gaming though. I mean, they've allowed no pressure coming in from FaZe Clan. They've done a nice job keeping up in the slaying department. It's all you could have hoped for if you're Ghost Gaming.
Mox has also earned that camo to work with here, Matt. Lacefield is trying to run it back as they keep playing the time. Remember, it's on their side, certainly, in this scenario. Lamagod going to go ahead and invest the Scarab. Tags up 2 players. Is anyone there to finish the kills? He's going to go ahead and challenge. He knows he's got a couple players one shot. Puts another one weak, but not able to finish it. 3 kills actually go to FaZe.
Here's FaZe's best chance. 3 dead. You see Gunless pushing into top Ticket. He's there with Zuma. They're able to get 1. Can they pick up the kills in the back alley? Gunless with 1, and that's going to be it. It'll be Attached coming around the wall. He's able to connect with a 1-point throw. So FaZe does get points on the board here. 2 minutes to go. Down 4.
Enable gets the drone out. Zuma trying to win a 1v2 inside, but Lamagod going to get the better out of him the whole time that's going down, though. Gunless gets it out mid-street and buries a 1-point toss. That's great with everything going down at mid, everyone fighting for control of the drone spawn. Drone's in Gunless's hands, and he's jettisoned out to mid-street and put points on the board. Now a counterattack opportunity for Ghost Gaming, though. Mox has drone in hand, but Enable with the 2-piece.
This is going to be points for FaZe.
They should be able to. They have camo now available for Enable.
You don't need it. They're going to use overdrive here. They're going to get forward.
Oh no!
Caught on the corner on one of the players, and Zuma actually takes him out. I believe Lacefield just sitting on the corner blocks him, and they get the drone off. That is a big play there from Lacefield.
It's like
probably not intentional, but...
Well, he was looking up, right? Because he knows he has to toss the drone in. So he doesn't realize it was like an awkward angle. There's somebody right in front of him that's just body blocking him. He was probably all sorts of confused. He's like, why the hell can't I get forward? Ends up being a bit of a cluster for FaZe, but during that, Zuma starts demolishing. He had 6 kills in a row. Can they get any points in the back of this? The 1-point toss, it's away. It is good. They're burying the clutch ones. Now only trailing by 2. 50 seconds on the clock. Enable coming off a respawn will be your camo player. On the other end, Mox tagged up, but has camo to work with as well. Who's going to go big for their side here? Mox is dead.
You need him to stay alive with the camo. Zuma with 2 kills mid-map. It's going to be Lacefield just trying to get the drone towards his side. He's going to be chased by players up base, and he actually doesn't get the drone off. It's going to be Mox popping the camo to just get out of the back gas area. Only 20 seconds left.
Enable's still alive, though. Enable's mid-street. Enable has camo. He's found a kill. He cannot die. He actually gets both. Sorry, Gunless has camo. I'm mixing up my players entirely. Gunless with camo. He's mid-street there. It does get popped. He's moving forward, trying to make a play. 3 seconds. Nothing he can do, and that will be... No! He gets it! He gets it forward!
He throws it back towards the back alley, and there's one player that sneaks by.
Oh my
They're
God!
able to get it through, so it's Zuma here coming through the back.
That is so sick! Wow! It's like you couldn't even see his screen. He's getting hit with tax. He's just blind.
Like I saw Zoom in the back there, but I was like, there's no way that is getting towards him.
I didn't think there was enough time.
Oh, crazy play there at the end from FaZe as they have forced this into overtime here. Trying to put away Ghost Gaming. As Ghost Gaming, they have to be reeling right now.
Oh my.
They probably have no idea what happened as well.
That is unbelievable. You've had a couple dramatic uplinks for FaZe. It was what, Versus 6 we had earlier in the weekend, and now this one. Drone gonna be in the hand of Lacefield. Ghost pushing forward. They're looking for an early strike. The 1-point toss lined up. Is the interception there? No, it is through. 38 seconds will be the time to beat. Whew, what a finish to regulation that was.
Ghost Gaming just needs a good start here, and they'll be fine to take this map. A few players drop at the beginning. We could see FaZe walking away with this 3-0. See how FaZe decides to play this. You do have Lamagod with his payload ability. So maybe you get FTL to the drone and get it out, but he's going to play a little bit further back. See, I think if you're Ghost, you got to play a little bit harder towards the middle of the map, but they do get a kill there on Zuma. Zuma just trying to throw the drone forward as they are pushing Mox here, and Mox going to pick up a few kills here. And this should be game. It should be Ghost Gaming just holding on to the drone here over towards that top side. It's an odd opening break there from FaZe. They try and force it through the top. Just hold the drone.
Ball game.
Yep, that'll be it.
All right, Matt, remind me. Where are we at with scenarios? I'm not allowed to say them out loud because I'll screw it up.
So Ghost Gaming just needs to take another map. They force a game 5, they're good. Then at that point, we're just determining whether it's going to be FaZe or Enigma 6 joining us at playoffs. You had no idea what the hell was going on. You were just like, because we're standing here, I was like looking at it because we have the game over here.
Well, as soon as I saw there was like 2 seconds, and
he was nowhere close.
So he has camo, he's nowhere close. I'm like, I thought he was just gonna like throw it forward for a 1-point toss, which wouldn't matter. I'm like, oh, this is done. And then Zuma comes in like Superman or Spider-Man, more reminiscent.
Well, I saw him throw the drone to the right, and I was like, that's an awful throw, but maybe he's like kind of stunned and he's just kind of disoriented. And then like, I saw at the corner, like right there, like I saw one player coming around. I was like, there's no way that's a teammate. I didn't think Zoom had enough time to get the drone and then get it in, because it had to be, what, 2 seconds left?
I was only thinking about Gunless and his camo to make a play. And when he got slowed down, I was like, oh, that's it. I was staring at Gunless's POV. And that's one of those times where, you're just trying to look between the minutes.
Tunnel vision, yeah.
Jeez, that is a crazy, crazy finish. But the end result ends up, it doesn't matter. They clutch up, they push it there, but they don't win it in overtime.
The end result definitely does matter.
Well, I mean, no.
Because they need 2 maps to qualify.
They push it. No, I'm saying FaZe clutching up to go to OT. It doesn't. They still end up losing.
No, yes, still end up losing. But still in control of their own destiny. They beat Ghost Gaming here. They are in. Ghost Gaming, they will not be at the playoffs. Ghost Gaming takes this next map. They will qualify for playoffs. And then we go to a game 5. Which pretty much Ghost Gaming, I mean, they're good no matter what.
What map are we going to? You better hope it's Retaliation if you're Ghost.
And that's been their best hard point. I mean, Mox is playing quite well. You would definitely hope it's Retaliation, and it'll be a good draw for Ghost Gaming if it is.
Wow, I can't imagine what's going through these guys' heads. It is going to be Scorch, though. And with the way, the likes of Zuma, Gunless, they've been shooting right now, Attach has been going off.
Especially because on the side of Ghost Gaming, you did not get a great game from Spacey, I believe, in that last one. You need him to show up big here. They're going to contend with the likes of, Gunless, Zuma, and Attach on this map.
I don't think this is one of those games where you can survive maybe a double negative from Spacey with 2 minutes in the hard point. I just don't think you can make that work here. Against this FaZe roster, I know at times they will lose maps when still kind of finding those kills, but you need I agree with you. You need Spacey to go big for your team.
Yeah, and one like this, you cannot afford that type of game. I mean, it may work against some other teams. It's worked earlier in the tournament, but a game of this magnitude, you cannot afford that, because you expect FaZe to come out firing on all cylinders in hardpoint. It's probably the game mode that they've been the best with this new roster, at least from what we've seen this weekend. Their hardpoint game, so it's a must-win map for Ghost Gaming. They win this map, the series is alive for them, obviously going to a game 5. And more importantly, they win this map, they go to playoffs. This is do or die for Ghost Gaming here.
Poor, we've only talked about this side of it with Ghost and FaZe, but poor Enigma 6. You're just sitting and watching this, but it has to be a reverse sweep, right?
And
for Ghost?
Just to give you an idea, Ghost Gaming 0-4 on Scorch Hardpoint.
Ugh. But am I right on that? If you're Enigma 6, you're just rooting for it has to be a reverse sweep for Ghost, right?
What do you mean?
Ghost would have to come back and win this for Enigma 6 to have a chance.
No. FaZe wins this, I believe.
No, not if they get 2 maps. No, I mean if it goes to game 5.
Oh, if it goes to game 5. If it goes to game 5, yeah, and yes.
I think it has to go to game 5 and Ghost gets the victory at this point, but watching Gunless now, we are into map 4. So much pressure on these two teams. Oh. I'm glad I'm not playing in this, man. I'd just be sweating.
So it'll be FaZe getting control of the hard point after we saw Ghost take a few seconds early, and Gunless picks up 2 kills there as he's on a little bit of a streak to start this game off. And what you worry about is like Gunless catching fire and Zuma catching fire, and then where does Ghost Gaming kind of answer that back? Like who do they have? You know, they need a monster game from one of their guys. Who is it going to be?
And it seems like there has been a guy, you know, Llama stepped up at times. Lacefield's had some big games. Mox has too, but as a collective unit, like if you do, like you said, if you get 2-3 guys from FaZe going off, do they have enough firepower to match that without one guy just kind of going off and dominating? But we will get to Turbine, and it's going to be FaZe attach inside, but the collapse is coming in. He's about to be pushed from both angles. He ends up getting taken out. Look how far out FaZe is now spawning. This is going to be a very healthy chunk of time for Ghost Gaming. Mox, look how pushed up he is. He's all the way at drill finding kills.
They have control of Turbine. Ghost Gaming racking up points. Lamagod working towards streaks as well. This is a great hill for Ghost Gaming.
This is amazing.
They're pushing them so far back. Looks like FaZe going to give up on the final 15 or so seconds here. Set up for Hangar. You could not have asked for a better Turbine hardpoint here for Ghost.
Well, you had, I think it was Llama got pushed up as well through the mid cut, and Mox was playing there inside of observation deck. I mean, it was a solid 15 seconds that FaZe was just trying to get angles to find those kills, to even then push forward to Turbine. That was flawless. But the question is now, can Ghost end up breaking right in and taking over control of Hangar? They've gotten set up, but look at the spawn that comes in for FaZe. They're all going to be spawning in the backside. Enable does find the kill, and now you should be able to answer right back here on Hangar.
Yeah, they're going to try and make all that time up on Hangar. You still have some streaks being worked on for Enable. So that Gunless will be in the back, locking down the spawns. He's going to get tagged up from the side, and Zuma watches one pass, not going to challenge. Going to wait until they come in here towards Hangar, play close here with the ERAD.
Oh my God! And you had a 4-on-3 right now. You had a 4-on-3 for Ghost as Gunless spawned out. Not a single kill for Ghost.
If we can go on board with Enable, currently on a 4 streak, getting very close to his payload, so he does earn the Trinity.
Well,
he's going to call it in, I believe, as he gets taken out.
Yeah, caught a bullet to the face as he was trying to pull this in.
He's trying to give FaZe some early control over at Drill. And in the process, he actually kills Gunless, who is the only player over there. So he picks up 1 kill with it. Now let's see if they can get it back. And Attach now on a 4 streak, trying to work for score streaks as well. So if FaZe not in the lead right now, it's Ghost Gaming in control of the game, but FaZe working on some streaks that could be big late.
Enable getting aggressive here around the backside, able to win the one-on-one there with Lamagod. It's a tie game, 90-90. Kills going the way of Ghost Gaming. Drill still has 20+ seconds on it. FaZe soaking up all this time. Mox, nice job getting vertical, finding one over the top, and snaps there onto Gunless. Great shots, building towards camo. He has help with Lamagod in observation deck. And it's just, you can't challenge him there, man. He's holding this cover, just looking towards mid. He's pre-aiming that wall run. You're not going to beat him.
Yeah, I don't think there's a reason for FaZe to kind of force the issue here. Just give up some streaks to Ghost Gaming. FaZe knows if they can hold bridge at the beginning, then you get control of Turbine. You're going to make a lot of this time and some more up. Did he not spot the guy mid-map?
I don't think he did. He got bailed out a little bit with some help as he checked the corner as well. Mox will finally fall. FaZe does pick up a couple. FaZe now with 3 down as Zuma picked up the 2-piece. Zuma's starting to come alive, but all the slang you see, it's been Enable, it's been electric. 15-8. He knows how to find his kills. The FTL almost ends up sick. Unfortunately, Lamagod pops right onto him. 127-110 is the lead for FaZe. Basically trying to battle in against Test, but Attach wants nothing to do with it. He's earned himself a Scarab, and he goes ahead and calls that in. He should start to realize where the spawn is coming in as his teammates are making call-outs. He tries to push forward and get some information for Turbine. That lets them know right where Mox is, so they come in and push, but Mox trying to fight it off, can't hit the slide, but Lacefield backs him up with some bullets through his back, and also trading out the kill on Zuma.
And it'll be Turbine control yet again for Ghost Gaming. They held it the first time. Can they do it once more? You're getting a good game out of Enable right now. I think that's important, you know, as the leader, now captain of this team. How many times we see in big moments Clay just how go off and have monster games?
When the pressure is on, some players perform, some do not. Right now, Enable getting it done. Lacefield trying to wrap in. FaZe is the break. They have control of Turbine. That time they make it look easy. You know, you didn't have, I guess, as much time for Ghost to get kind of a perfect setup where Mox and Lam were able to push out mid-map, push out drill. They're all congested in the back. And what that means, as soon as you die, you're spawning out, right? You don't have any room for maybe a favorable spawn.
This is a do or die moment here for Ghost Gaming, though. They cannot give up the rest of this time to FaZe Clan, and it's going to be FaZe getting a hold. Fortunate for Ghost, they kill Attach. He was very close, I believe 25 away from the Trinity rocket. So Ghost Gaming, they do get that one kill, which is pretty big in the grand scheme of things. Because now if you get a break, if you're FaZe, imagine you had a Trinity going over to Drill, you're looking to close the series out.
This 2v3 in Rocks is huge, and so far he's found no kills. They win it. Gunless gets too big one. Lacefield, last line of defense. There's actually one more here. That's going to be Mox. But there's 3 players from FaZe pushing in. Everybody trying to flood over Skybridge to get back in on the action is Ghost Gaming. They get here a second late. FaZe should be set up and ready to deal with it. It's Enable cutting a couple down. Spacely the last man in. He does get one before falling, and FaZe rallies it inside. 30 seconds now left inside a hangar, and FaZe just under 50 points, so they submit a victory in this series.
Zuma just dancing around inside the hardpoint. Now he's earned that Trinity. That's huge for FaZe Clan. Go to that next hill. Because you're Ghost Gaming, you can't give up here on Hangar. Enable and Attach, hold on to that. And now you have FaZe rotating over towards Hangar. Ghost Gaming falling way behind.
They're falling way behind. If they lose this map, FaZe and Enigma 6 would qualify for the playoff. What was a fantastic day 1, day 2 for Ghost Gaming. All but a distant memory right now as they continue to fall. It's a 100-point lead for FaZe. Lacefield doing his best to try and battle back in this game, but it's still control at drill for FaZe Clan. This could be it.
And Enable has had a monster game 4, 25 and 12. FaZe Clan 7 seconds away from taking it. The streaks come out from Zuma, and that should be it.
And Attach, 2 minutes and 50 seconds in the hardpoint, baby, and FaZe Clan, they have done it. They're into playoffs. Enigma 6 watching. They can breathe again.
You got to feel for Ghost Gaming. And you can see a shot of the guys. You know, they played so good the first 2 days. They put in so much time, the preparation, we talked about it. They watched a ton of odds, put in all the time necessary. Just not able to get it done on the last day. I mean, they only needed a few games. It wasn't even like they needed really full series, just some games to go in their way. The 3-0 against Enigma 6 earlier really set this team back, put them in a very tough spot here against FaZe.
And, you know, it's part of your recipe, right? Because everybody has their, you know, their easier and harder days. The harder day, obviously, being when you have to go against the 2 North American teams. We know how Elevate performed. On this particular day, day 3, when it all mattered, Ghost had their 2 toughest matchups, their hardest day of the 3. And when they needed to perform,
it was like a perfect storm in the sense that, I mean, you know, they kind of cruise up until this point, right? They don't even go to game 5s, really, you know, 3-0, 3-1s. And then that first series, they go up against 2 teams today that were coming in so fired up. You know, Enigma 6 and FaZe, you would look at those 2 teams coming into this, probably the favorites to make it out of this group. Now they come in today, you know, playing on another level, and Ghost Gaming just didn't have a lot of that fire to match it.
On one side of the stage, it's utter devastation. On the other, it's celebration. We've got Enable on stage.
Thank you so much, gentlemen. Congratulations to FaZe Clan and Enigma 6, our top 2 from week 2 of the CWL Global Pro League. Stage 2, I'm here with Enable, one of the leaders of FaZe Clan. First off, I've got to ask you, what are the emotions you're feeling right now?
I'm just happy, man. This was the exact same scenario, basically, from Season 1. And I wouldn't want anyone to go through that. It's super stressful, and I'm really happy the team pulled through and we played well, and I'm pretty sure we got first seed.
Definitely there. I'm not going to confirm that on my own, but I'm sure the analyst desk will break that down for everybody. An emotional weekend for almost every single team here for all sorts of different reasons. From day 1 now to day 3, what are you most proud of with your team that you've improved upon?
I'm just proud of our resilience and also just our will to get better. You know, this is the first event with Gunless, so we wanted to get top 2, but we were kind of treating it as a practice for playoffs, for champs. We obviously had some issues the first 2 days, but we talked about it and we came back today. I thought we played very well. So I'm just super proud of the team because we use this to our advantage, and I'm excited to go forward.
Absolutely. Now, one final question for you here, Enable. You guys do have some things to improve upon. Looking forward, as you mentioned, to Stage 2 playoffs and the CWL Championships next month. What does FaZe Clan need to improve upon? Where do you go from here?
I think for us, it's really the uplink. With the pickup of Gunless, our S&D has been very good. We only lost 1 all weekend, and it was to E6 last night in the reverse sweep. So we probably should have went undefeated all weekend, which is huge for us because our S&D was our worst game mode, and it costed us a lot of events early in the year. But Uplink is a little shaky for us. We just got to kind of understand how to play with Gunless because it's a different play style than Clay. But besides that, I think we're looking pretty good.
FaZe Clan have done it. Enigma 6 have done it. That concludes the Call of Duty action here this weekend. Benson and the boys, take it away.
Thank you very much, Jack. Great to hear from Enable. And I mean, he said it himself. Not just the first time this has happened to FaZe and himself, the second, and somehow, some way manages to scrape through. But what a final series that was. Truly some epic moments, some nail-biting moments in there as well. I mean, we'll break down the series now. It all started on that Hardpoint throwback, and that was a close one as well, Mick. I mean, it finished 250 to 234. I felt like it could have really gone any way.
Oh, absolutely. And this is just sort of what Ghost has been doing all week, especially versus FaZe. FaZe has the lead early on, Ghost, but is always close by, though.
Right.
And they just don't allow, you know, them to catch up and take over the lead. But the big story here was just Attach. Just from the get-go, an absolute monster. He's able to get streaks. Those streaks pick up 6 kills. I mean, just a great game from him. And again, this is what we talked about. This throwback Hardpoint, you know, FaZe just has so much talent. It's so hard to deal with the aggression from these guys.
And one of the key moments really in this game, Teep, you noticed, was Mox a bit of a poor camo use, I think it's fair to say.
Yeah, the last barn hill on this one, it was just a very questionable play. Yes, he was trying to make that game-changing play to get control of barn, but it's not a hill you want to use that camo ability. It's a tradey hill. There's only these small little corridors. It's tough to pick up the 2 pieces, and then you can see how Gunless's camo is able to pick up the reactive player, get to the back spawns. It's much harder to do that on barn, so I don't really like the play for Mox over there. It just seemed like they panicked at the last second. They had bad fights on rotation towards that last baseball hill, and then Gunless ended it up with that camo. So just bad plays at the end from Ghost, but it was a great hardpoint.
Nail-biting ending, that is for sure. Of course, you can see Attach's numbers there, 1.64 he posted. But Memo, it wasn't necessarily the stats that impressed you most in that first match.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, Attach drops 36. Highlight as well, he has over 2 minutes in the hill. He kind of, you know, went, you know, into kind of his own little world there, which was fantastic. And I think the addition of Gunless has made him that player. You know, it's not necessarily that Gunless is a better player than Clay. It's just the play styles he's given Attach that kind of more free roaming role, and I think it's impressing me in that sense. But for me, it just seems like, putting stats aside, just the way that FaZe are going about the games, it just seems a little bit more logical. They're kind of a little bit more disciplined, and I don't know why that is. If that's, you know, just the kind of the honeymoon period of Gunless, I'd like to think that they'll get better and better and better. Like Enable said, I expect very big things from this team.
Hey, if you're gonna have a honeymoon period, it might as well be
hell of a time.
This is the time, right? These last 5 weeks of the season. Why not? You know what? Right. Make the roster change. Have some fun, dude.
Definitely worked out in their favor, of course. Heading over to map number 2, of course, it was a search and destroy on Breakout. FaZe lead the series 1-0, and they were able to take the search as well, giving them a 2-0 lead. They closed it out 6-3, and I think it's fair to say, just Gunless adds so much to this FaZe search and destroy mode.
I think this is their best game type right now. Just all weekend long, we've watched them. I thought their S&D just looked so much better. Their decision-making, their trading just from the past has looked great. And this is what I talked about in the pregame. I felt like Breakout was that one search and destroy that Ghost, because they don't have a lot of experience on it. FaZe is really just going to sort of, you know, what worked well for us in the past. Let's try and incorporate Gunless with it, and everything worked out. That inner bomb site, they just did a great job trading.
And one of the key points really as well, Momo, is it felt like Attach's 1v1 consistency really kind of came back in the map.
Again, I talked about clutch factor in the previous series. It's the same again here. Attach winning. It was the first round, actually, or the second round, one of the first round there. The Attach just winning 1v1s. You don't think about it at the time, but when it comes down to those later stages in the search and destroys, those are the things that really matter. I will say as well, it was kind of of that structure from FaZe that I think that it just seems so strong over towards kind of the cave. They just worked their numbers so well. It was just so smart.
But of course, on the flip side, I know throughout stage 1 and a little bit of stage 2 so far, been pretty critical of sniping and knowing when to put the sniper rifle away, and it almost felt the same in that one team.
Oh, 100%. When Mox pulled out that sniper, the pace of the Ghost's game in that Search and Destroy was completely off. And the reason they were so successful in Search and Destroy earlier on this weekend is the fact that Llama was playing so darn fast. Mox was just looking over everyone with that NV4. Mox at a point was 6-2 using the NV4, doing perfectly fine. And then all of a sudden there's those rounds where you're put in a post-plant position with a sniper rifle. What can you really do with a pistol at those longer ranges over towards Dozer? And the other side of it, Llama was using an NV4 at the middle of the map a lot of the times, and he had a really bad game in the Search and Destroy. So it seemed like the confidence just went away from Ghost in that one. Maybe the stress was just getting to them a little bit too much, not playing as fast, not playing as confident as they really should. They were a really strong S&D team, but on that breakout, it just had no really middle map presence. They were playing so darn slow. They weren't trading anything out. Uncharacteristic. FaZe taking full advantage.
Bear in mind, coming into this, Merkel, all Ghost needed was 2 maps.
Just 2 maps. Just this 2 entire day. And again, sort of going back to the sniper pick, I think he was 1-3 or 0-4 in rounds with the sniper, DMR, and the longbow. I just don't think it was a great decision. And again, I don't think Llama should have used that NV4. I just think it deals with inexperience on that breakout S&D. Again, it's the new map to the rotation. I mean, it has been in here for a few months, but I just felt like there's not much film to go over with other teams, especially this FaZe team. Sure. Right? And that's sort of been one of their keys to success, has been that sort of, how do we counter these guys? We have all this film. Well, not on this FaZe team, and I felt like FaZe, they just executed very well with their trades in that inner bomb site.
They did. They go 2-0 up in the series, and then that takes us over to the Uplink. And, well, this is where it got a little crazy. All the analyst desks kind of rose to their feet at the end of it. But I mean, the first 2 minutes, Teep, it was a Ghost 7-0 lead. It was extraordinary.
It's like perfect gameplay off the rip of the first half of the first half. They're getting that 7-point lead, but after those 7 points, just nothing really happening. On the side from FaZe, though, Zuma was just ripping people. So many 2 and 3 pieces. The amount of pressure, that reminded me of the Zuma of old, just always in your face, always taking these crazy sort of gunfights. Could he have played a little bit slower at times and earned those streaks? Yeah, sure. But regardless, he opens up the map just enough for his team to chip away back at that score.
It was a crazy closing couple of minutes. Of course, you can see the score still 7-4 in favor of Ghost with a minute left. And then, 5 seconds on the clock. Gunless uses camo, gets slowed down, gets stuns, has to play a manual pass, and you can see it slowed down. Zuma picks up the drone with basically a second left, somehow gets a kill on Llama God. It goes up with 0.1 second to force the overtime. Ironically, it didn't really matter, though, because obviously they did lose the overtime. But still, what a play that is right there from FaZe. I had flashbacks, T-Bear, of yourself and Miracles with the manual play you did back in AW.
Let's not talk about that one.
Sorry,
I was on the receiving end of that one.
But I mean, in those moments, team, is that just natural instinct, or is that Zuma saying just pass, trust me? What's it like in the booth?
Zuma was a playmaker in that scenario, and you can see how short of a window it was for Zuma to not only get the drone but pick up that kill. I think if you look at the kill feed and the time where he picks up the drone, it's less than a second.
Yeah.
The fact that they were able to coordinate that at the last second play, man, it speaks volumes to the communication on the FaZe lineup in a very, very tense moment, to say the least. A huge play, but they lose the map.
I just think as well, it's so easy for us to kind of slow the whole thing down and look at it. But Zuma there, I'm actually surprised he even went for that kill. I thought he would just kind of hope the drone drops into it and just jump for that dunk. That's all he did. But he went for the kill and still, managed to do it. Again, it was 0.1 seconds. The thing that kind of made it all pointless was the overtime, but those are the things in Link that we love, and that's why it is a game mode. It's those buzzer beaters, the things that really make COD esports so special.
I mean, for me, though, I think Ghost Gaming is just lucky they don't get 3-0'd on this map. Just the fact those first 2 minutes were great. Mox had a great game. Spacely and Lacefield, though, they were both like double negative, and that just cannot happen. If those first 2 minutes, if FaZe is able to just calm down and sort of control a bit of the map, that 7-point lead is gone. There's also that overdrive play with Attach. If he hits that one, that 2-pointer at the end, well, that's FaZe's win. And then Mox's camo, they weren't able to incorporate it at all. You have to be able to use that effectively. That game shouldn't even get to that point where they can tie it and go to overtime. Ghost Gaming, they have to use that camo.
Valid point. Ghost do manage to somehow win the map, though. That takes us to a game 4. This is a Hardpoint Scorch, and coming into this, Ghost was 0-4. They had never won this map, and, well, they still have not won this map. Let's just put it that way. FaZe closed it out 250 to 133. And one of the key moments, remember, was just Enable just went dad mode.
Yeah, I mean, you've got to look at Enable, and stats don't say everything, but sometimes they really do. You've looked at him all weekend long, absolutely amazing. He's not only stepped up as kind of the in-game leader, and people have said he's always been that, but he's solidified that role. He's been a slayer. He's done the objective. He has done everything for this team, and, you know, for someone like him who's been playing for so damn long, I love it. I love seeing that reward given to him. But yeah, Enable, dad mode throughout, 24 and 11 at this point. Crazy, crazy stats.
Finishes with a 2.17 on that map. But see, throughout that entire Hardpoint, you were saying FaZe has just outplayed Ghost. Well, what impressed you the most?
After that first hangar, FaZe played basically perfect Hardpoint, and that's the stuff I love to see. You can see this team get better every single minute that they're playing here throughout this group, and the fact they're able to chain those rotations together every single time on Hardpoints. When teams are rotating, 3 hitting the back cave on the rotation to hangar, that's the things I love to see. That's why Ghost Gaming got only 20 points on the second rotation.
Yeah, it was
of Hardpoints.
110 to 98 at half.
It's just crazy stuff, and that just shows
in favor of Ghost.
Like, FaZe is taking those kills, grouping up at the perfect time on rotation, playing perfect Call of Duty, earning their spot.
Yeah, for sure. FaZe take the series, of course, 3 rounds to 1, but I guess it begs the question. It felt like it was bittersweet all over again. You go back to Anaheim, they cruise through their pools, they go into the bracket, they lose to Splice, which, yes, okay, at that time, fair enough, right? That's your stage 1. Champions, a very, very good quality team. Then they go to losers bracket, they fall against Red Reserve. Almost a similar thing. They just needed to win 2 maps today, and they weren't able to do it, Merc. So I guess in terms of the grand scheme of things, where do you actually have this Ghost Gaming squad in kind of your rankings, if you will?
I think probably 9 to 12. I just think it deals with, yeah, they start off 4-0, but 2 of those wins are against Elevate, right? Yes, they have big wins over FaZe and against Enigma 6, but you have to be able to at least make series close today. I think they're right where they belong at 9 through 12. I think this team will continue to get better. I think the Ghost management has done a great job at developing them, and that will continue up until champs. I know it's a tough day today, but you showed a ton of heart, you know, all weekend long, Ghost Gaming, and I think you'll be in the best form at champs.
I just want to give the guys props. It's just a heartbreaking day for them, not able to pull through, only needing 2 maps, but you have to take the positive from this sort of scenario. Individuals on this team played at an all-star caliber. Lamagod, another amazing weekend after an impressive Anaheim. Mox, probably one of the best individual players we had throughout the whole weekend.
Sure.
Lacefield was, I guess, the weaker one today, not really being too consistent, but overall, I feel bad for him, but don't feel so down after that. They are in that 9 to 12 sort of area, but that potential is, I think, what they need to focus on.
Well, that's the thing, right? As soon as one of those guys, either in Lace or Spacely, starts to play bad, it's like Enigma 6, right?
Yeah.
Early on, Proto's not playing well. He's not playing well today. He plays well. Alongside General and Royalty, they cruise through. Today, Lacefield, Spacely, they did not play well. Mox and Lamia did. You need that third guy to step up. If one of them can have a more consistent day, they're in the playoffs.
Yeah, one thing I want to kind of touch on just to kind of give them a little bit is don't be disheartened by this. The way that they put so much effort in, they've researched every single team. Do the same again. Do the same and more. Put more effort in, and results will show. And I think that's the story for Ghost Gaming is I think they know that, you know, individually, there are teams out there that maybe have better gun skill. You look at LG, you look at how can you outplay them? Be smarter, be cleverer, work harder.
Very true, very true. A heartbreaking loss for them, that is for sure. I will take a look at our group standings one final time, just to recap. At the top, it is FaZe Clan, 4-2. Underneath them, Enigma 6, 4-2, of course, and Ghost Gaming, they do finish 4-2. But our top 2 teams advancing to playoffs will be FaZe Clan and Enigma 6. Of course, at the bottom there, we've talked about it all weekend and don't want to bother harping on about it again. Team Elevate, 0-6, 0-18, breaking very, very bad records, which didn't need to be broken. Curious to see how they fix themselves heading into the Call of Duty World Championship. But of course, we still have plenty of action here at the CWL Global Pro League. We have Group Yellow next week. Splice, E-United, Rise, and Red Reserve. And Splice boys, this week was pretty epic. Next week, That looks pretty damn good as well, Merc.
Yeah, I just think the big thing is you're not going to have your Elevate verse matches, right? You're not going to have your free wins. Every single one of these matchups is going to be intense. Red Reserve, with the addition of Rated, have gotten better and better. Rise, they're looking for that redemption. They should have made Stage 1 playoffs. E United, well, we get to see the new one with Playster and Splice, our returning champions. Week 3, baby. It's going to get spicy.
Oh, it is going to be very spicy indeed. Of course, we'll take a look at all of our groups now, just to refresh your memories, who has already qualified for the Stage 2 players. Of course, we have Luminosity and Fnatic from Group Red. This week, FaZe Clan and Enigma 6. And then you can see the remaining groups still to be played. Group Green, the final week. Optic Gaming, Team Envious, Epsilon, and a Cloud9. I mean, team, that's just a savage group.
I'm so pumped for these weeks. We talked about a lot how these weeks are just going to keep ramping up in terms of intensity, in terms of quality Call of Duty action. But if it gets better than this week and week 1, we're in for a really, really good show. Can't wait.
Very excited, as you said. But we're at this point where, you know, we should probably talk a little bit about potential MVPs. Yes, we haven't seen too much, but I do want to kind of bring up that conversation. Memo, I want to start with yourself. I imagine you were giving Enable a lot of praise there in that last game. Is he the guy that you would put up as your potential MVP?
I have to. It's not only, you know, consistency with him. He's improved dramatically from the last time I saw him, which was, what, 2 weeks ago? And yeah. This says a lot. Stats on everything, but look at that.
And T, you actually have Enable in there as well. So both Momo and TP both go after Enable. Any specific reason, T?
I think when this roster change with FaZe went down, we waited years for this roster change to happen. Very monumental. And it was sort of like, for me at least, Enable or Clay. What's that move going to be? And then the pressure is going to be on whoever that player was that was able to stay. He's the captain. He's the leader of this team now, performed magnificently, right? I feel like all the pressure was on his shoulders. He comes through, they make playoffs. I think he's going to make them more and more better as time goes on.
I mean, just to sort of go off on sort of Enable, I mean, we just weren't sure with him using the MV4. He's going to be the main MV4. He's going up against the likes of General, of Octane, of Zero, and we weren't sure how he was going to perform well. He stepped up big time for his team.
He did, but without being, you know, the negative Nancy of the desk, if you put him up against Octane, say, right now, who'd you have in that fight?
Well, that's a silly question, man, because he's probably the best player in the world right now.
Well, exactly. It's just going to be tough for FaZe. I am curious to see what happens when they do get to playoffs.
Well, that's why you got 3 other players on your team, and they look pretty damn good as well.
Fair play. Fair play. In terms of your MVP, though, I am curious to see who you went after. I imagine it was an E6 player.
Yeah, it wasn't named a 6 player. We were sort of like, well, which guys are going to be based off a playoff team? I went with Royalty. I thought he had a very impact weekend just the entire time. He was very consistent overall. 1.2 overall, 1.49 in S&D. I felt like the new kid, I mean, he was just impressive all weekend long. He was the difference maker in that FaZe versus E6 reverse sweep. He played big today with that 6-0 map count. Royalty, keep your eyes on him in that round 1 of playoffs.
Excited. Of course, Royalty, a player who played years ago and then kind of took a little bit of a break, played over in Canada, but now back on the professional circuit. And what a player he has been, especially this weekend, as you said, really a key factor there for Enigma 6. And obviously you guys both go with Enable, you go with Royalty. Excited to see who, of course, will be chosen. But we can take a look now at next week's schedule for day 1 of week 3. Of course, that is going to be Group Yellow. 4 p.m. we kick things off with E United versus Rise, and our Stage 1 champions Splicer in action against Red Reserve. Battle of Europe in that one. Red Reserve actually back-to-back. They go up against Rise at 7 p.m. and to close out day 1 of week 3. Splice versus E United. Week 3 is sure to be absolutely fantastic. You do not want to miss any more of the CWL action. But that concludes week 2 of Stage 2 here at the Call of Duty Global Pro League, presented by the PlayStation 4. An intense final day produced some nail-biting moments and matches. Congratulations, of course, to Enigma 6 and FaZe Clan on securing their spot at the CWL Stage 2 playoffs in extraordinary fashion. We'll be back next weekend with Group Yellow and more awesome Call of Duty esports action.